Stop.
Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to CTE. I'm Henry. This is Theo.
Welcome back, you cucks.
Today, going to be breaking down another stinker, another bad card overall across the board that was supposed to be a lot better on paper. Like I said in the predictions, we hyped it up to be this great card, and it just wasn't. It was pretty underwhelming, to say the least, especially the fucking main event. Fuck you, Colby. Got me flamed in the comments by everybody, so I believed in you and you let me down. So I guess it's deserved, but um, it is what it is. But anyways, we're gonna get right into this shit with Josh Emmett absolutely starching Bryce Mitchell with a massive overhand right and him basically having a fucking seizure on the floor.
Yeah, that was rough to
which
watch.
was disturbing. I've never seen that before. With for how long I've watched, I've never seen some shit
That
like
was-
that. Like that was honestly kind of disturbing, dude.
If he had followed up, that would have been brutal.
Yeah, did you see what Bright? Yeah, the video he made where he was like,
came out and said,
"I want to thank Josh Emmett for not following up with shots on the ground that could have killed me."
I mean, dude,
So,
it
could have.
It could have.
Realistically.
I mean, it could have definitely done serious damage. Something way worse than what's already up in what's up with his brain. So, I mean, it's good to see that he's doing better. He said he's doing all right and stuff in the video. That was brutal to watch.
Very brutal. I predicted Bryce Mitchell to win. I thought, Josh Emmett being 39 years old and coming off 2 losses, that bad loss to fucking Taporia and shit. I thought he was fucking washed, and, he's not necessarily a technical striker or anything. All you have to do is not get caught by that overhand and you beat Josh Emmett, so.
And then, yeah, it did not happen.
And he, for some reason, decided to sit in the pocket and trade with him, and that's what fucking happened, so. Good win for Josh Emmett.
Wasn't he supposed to fight?
Or yeah, Giga Chikadze. Yeah, that's a good point. They just rebooked that.
You
Yeah,
just
that's
rebooked
true.
that fight.
That's
That makes
true.
sense. I feel like that's what you should just do. Just
For sure.
rebook it.
Rebook that. When it comes to Bryce, I don't know. They got to give him someone who's coming off a loss.
He needs months off.
Yeah, at least 6-7 months off
Yes,
after that. You don't want to
100%.
come back too early. Imagine you come back.
Especially when he just fought not that long ago.
Yeah,
and
literally.
then took this fight on short notice. Take it just one of the worst knockouts I've seen in a long time.
That's probably that could be knockout of the year. That shit was absurd. Like
it was brutal. So then yeah, there's just that, and I think he just takes a long time before he comes back and fights.
For sure. He needs that 7-8 months off.
For
100%
sure.
Before he comes back. Because if you come back too soon and suffer another bad knockout, you might have to retire. You don't want to end up like Tony. So.
Yeah.
But which actually leads us to the next fight. Tony Ferguson, Paddy Pimblett. I guess our first disappointing matchup of the main card. The Josh Emmett knockout was basically the only highlight of the main card, pretty much. The Tony Paddy fight was pretty fucking boring. I mean, it was fine, but like, Paddy didn't look
just
great.
What kind of expected.
Tony looked like shit. He looked like his punches were in slow motion and just not phasing Paddy whatsoever at all. Like they would hit Paddy and he'd just be like, okay, whatever, and just keep pressing forward. Tony's body can't handle it anymore. The whole David Goggins shit, people were like, oh, it's gonna, like I said in the predictions, it's not gonna make a fucking difference, and it didn't.
Yeah,
so
it's 2 completely different things.
having David Goggins in your corner go, come on, Tony, and just all this bullshit, that's not gonna do anything. So all the Goggins meat riders were convinced that this was going to make a difference, but it just obviously didn't. Tony looked probably the worst he's looked since the Nate Diaz fight. And yeah, Paddy beat the shit out of him, and he didn't really do anything. And it wasn't a very entertaining fight either. I mean, Paddy almost finished him in the first. If he had one more minute left in the first round, he would have finished him. Tony survived, and then, Paddy ended up gassing himself trying to finish Tony, and then which allowed Tony to survive to the end of the fight, but just underwhelming. I mean, neither of them really gained anything from this. I mean, people are like, oh, Paddy couldn't finish a washed up Tony, and oh, Tony couldn't do
terrible.
anything. Against Paddy.
It was what we said in the prediction video. It's a lose-lose situation for either of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the best situation was for Tony to win and then just retire. I assume he's still going to keep fighting. I hope he's done. He probably won't retire. And then for Paddy, wasn't able to finish to wash Tony. Looked decent on his feet, but again, it's against a wash Tony. So it's like once he gets into the higher of the division, he's going to get destroyed.
Once he fights an elite striker with power and accuracy, he's gonna get butchered.
Yeah.
Like, imagine what a fucking Jalen Turner does to him, or like a Fiziev, or even like a Dan Hooker.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody like that beats the fuck out of him. I think what they're gonna probably do is give him Bobby Green. Once Bobby Green recovers from his, horrible knockout loss to Jalen Turner, I think they do Pimblett versus Bobby Green, because that's Paddy's only way into the rankings, in my opinion. Yeah. If you give him anybody else, he gets his ass whooped. So,
I mean, you could do it like a Jalen Turner or Dan Hooker, but even then, he just gets
Jalen Turner fucking kills him.
Yeah, Jalen Turner would murder Paddy.
Jalen Turner butchers Paddy inside one round. Paddy still has all the same holes he had in his game against Jared Gordon. He still leaves his chin wide up on a silver platter, and that's just asking to get head kicked by Jalen Turner. So, shitty fight. Tony looked like crap. Needs to retire. I don't see him beating anybody. There's not a single matchup. Even some unranked bum, I think he loses to. I don't think there's just nothing left. Like,
it's so hard.
If you want to do him versus Jim Miller at UFC 300 just for shits and gigs, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
But Jim Miller still guillotines him and beats him. So it's like, you want to add another fucking loss? He tied BJ Penn for highest losing streak in UFC history, which is 7. Him and BJ Penn are the only 2 fighters in UFC history to have a 7-fight losing streak. So if you want to make it 8 and be known, have your legacy be highest losing streak of all time compared to one of the best win streaks of all time, then like that's just dumb. He should just retire before that becomes reality. So
Agreed.
There's just no reason for Tony to keep going. But anyways, up the card. Feature fight, Shavkat, Rakhmonov versus Wonderboy Thompson. Also very boring, and I predicted it perfectly. I know all you motherfuckers flaming me in the comments, whatever. Oh, this guy doesn't know shit. Oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you want to flame me for the Colby prediction, whatever, that's fine. But this fight, I predicted perfectly to a T. Like, I said exactly what was going to happen. I said Shavkat's not going to bang with Stephen Thompson. He's going to immediately try to take him down, and once he gets him taken down, he's going to submit him, and that's exactly what fucking happened. So you guys can suck my dick. So, it obviously, as we know now, Shavkat hurt his foot before the fight and was thinking about pulling out, but then decided to just fucking push through it. Fight Wonderboy, obviously. What did he tear a few ligaments in his foot or something? So he couldn't kick or do anything. That's why he was only throwing knees and shit and trying to clinch and just mainly get that takedown. And that's why it took him so long to get that takedown too.
Yeah, he would have had that if he was good to go coming into that fight. He would have taken him in the first and easily submitted Wonderboy.
Yeah.
Second, he got a hold of him in the second. It just became clear as day what he was gonna do.
Exactly.
But it does kind of suck now that him being injured. We'll probably more than likely have to see the fight given to Bilal. I mean, I technically think Bilal deserves it. He does to get the next title shot.
They just get that out of the way next. Just fucking get it done, get it signed, get it out of the fucking way, dude.
It should just be an early turnaround too for both of them because Leon took no damage in that fight,
exactly.
We'll get to that when we talk about the main
event. Have
it
be like the co-main event on like a UK card. Have like Tom Aspinall main event against like Cyril Gane. Interim title defense since John Jones just has to fight Stipe. And then have the co-main be Leon versus Bilal. Because Leon Bilal cannot main event a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
unless you want it to do 50K buys.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to have to do. Because if there's a Leon Bilal main event pay-per-view, I'm not buying it. I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that shit.
No chance.
I'm not doing it. That one, will be streamed.
So, but then anyway, you just do that, and then you can do a quick turnaround. Once they fight, Shavkat should be good to go. He'll have his surgery and everything.
Yep.
By the time whoever wins that fight is ready to go, so will Shavkat, and you just give him the fight.
Exactly. I want to see Shavkat fight for the belt, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Shavkat could have that Khabib legacy.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
he could pull that shit off if he wants. I mean, 18 wins, 18 finishes. Only guy to ever submit Stephen Thompson. No one's ever done that before. So, pretty impressive. And he did it with a fucking pretty nasty injury. So, he's fucking legit, and I think he gives Leon serious issues. So,
yeah.
We'll see what happens with that, but overall, pretty solid win from Shavkat, as we all expected. But yeah, on to our co-main event. Another underwhelming fight. I mean, it was okay, but like...
It was good, but it definitely, it didn't deliver that what we all thought, especially coming from the division. We all, like...
Alexandre Pantoja in his first title defense against Brandon Royval. It just... on paper was... could have been a lot more exciting.
100%. Their last fight was way more exciting. He had the finish and everything. It was a good fight. This fight just didn't live up to it. I mean, he gets the job done. Definitely, defends his belt. I think you may just give him give him some time to rest and everything. He's been very active.
Yeah,
lately.
I think he needs like a good 6-7 months off, and he needs to let some shit play out in that division because. Moreno's fighting Amir Albazi, whatever. So let that fight go down, and then Manel Kape's fighting somebody here soon. I think Mateus Nicolau in January. So he needs to let a few fights play out, and if Moreno beats Albazi, don't give Moreno another title shot. If Albazi somehow beats Moreno, which he's not going to, sure, you can give him a title shot, but Moreno wins, no, he has to beat another guy after that to get another rematch with Pantoja since he's fought him 3 times and lost every single time. I think, if Manel Kape beats Mateus Nicolau, then you probably give him the next title shot.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense, in my opinion. But Royval versus Pantoja, it just, I mean, Pantoja, what he does is he, like, gasses himself out and then still somehow finds a way to win.
Yeah.
He gasses himself out and then just throws, like, strategic leg kicks to, like, get a decision. Like,
and he just, he was controlling Royval on the ground.
Royval
could not get up once he took him down, and he just kept him down long enough where he just smothered him, and he just coasted to a win.
Yeah, he just fucking crotch sniffed him because he gassed himself and had, because in that 5th round, which the judges that scored that shit 50-45 that's fucking ridiculous. Like, how can you give Pantoja the 5th round? Watching it live, Royval was fucking kicking his ass in the 5th round, just landing an absurd amount of significant strikes.
He was beating the shit out of him.
I'm gonna look at the 5th round.
He just kept he took him down like once or twice, and then held him down for that last time, and then that was it.
Yeah, 50-45 is absolutely criminal. You cannot give Pantoja that fucking 5th round. 100%. You just can't do it. Like, Royval actually outstruck Pantoja by a lot. It was 281 to 126. The significant strikes were pretty similar, but the total strikes were Royval outstruck him by a lot.
You also just in that case, when someone has the belt and you're fighting for the belt, you just got to do more. You can't go into a title defense like 50-50 and expect they're gonna give it to the champion every time. And I think that Royval thought he was just he did enough that he didn't.
No, he did not do enough. He got controlled for 16 minutes on the ground. Like,
that's crazy.
And taken down 8 times. Yeah, he stuffed a few takedowns, but
still, 16 minutes, that's so much.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely his last shot. I don't see him ever getting a shot at the belt again. I mean, he's still young and has, obviously, opportunity for another run because of his age, but still, I mean, he just got outclassed by the champion, as we expected.
Yeah.
Since he already had a win over him and everything, but
another correct prediction.
Yeah, for sure, and it's just another underwhelming fight on this card. I mean, since the Josh Emmett knockout kind of just put a dark cloud over the rest of the card, pretty much.
For real.
But yeah, we'll see what plays out with Pantoja next. He's got to let a few fights.
He's got time to relax, get healthy, and let the division do its thing.
He came back really soon after that Moreno war,
Yeah.
so yeah, he definitely deserves some time off. So good win for Pantoja. Royval, I don't know, maybe you give him like a Muhammad Makayev next or somebody, some up and coming contender next for him to defend his spot in the top 5.
Yeah.
But
on to the worst
yeah,
fight of the night, probably.
the fight you guys have been clowning me about on that last video. There's even people still commenting on that shit. There's people that went back after the fight just to comment some shit. So, I mean,
no, I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's funny.
It's funny as shit. What's funny as shit though is half the people who watched it, like if you guys actually watched the entire video, would know that we like that we just did not go with the prediction of what that video was titled.
I never said
I had
Colby
Leon
was gonna
winning by
ragdoll
decision.
Leon,
I had
dude.
Leon winning by decision, and I said like I definitely thought Colby was gonna put on a much better performance than that and do something like just at least make it a fight and it was gonna be entertaining. But I had Leon winning in a decision. I think said that he was gonna get it done. He was just gonna do a bit more than Colby, and he was gonna able to get to a win. So like.
Yeah,
like
no, Theo predicted the fight correctly. I was the one you guys were shitting on.
Yeah.
Because I believed in Colby and I'm a Colby fan and I wanted him to win and shit. And I thought he definitely had a good chance of doing that. Like, I thought logically that it was, you know, with Leon's style and everything, and because Colby just didn't look like Colby. He looked like fucking dog shit. It was a pitiful performance.
Terrible.
One of the worst title fight performances of all time. In front of Trump, everything, like all the shit he talked, the comment about Leon's dad, everything
Disgusting.
just came back to bite him in the ass. His post-fight interview, him acting like he did enough to win afterwards, which I guess was him just playing his stupid character or whatever.
Yeah,
but still,
even
it's
in
like,
the
dude,
octagon, walking around like that, getting up in the fifth, like raising your hands and everything, like
yeah,
that was just terrible.
He was on his back foot for the first 2 rounds, doing absolutely nothing. He started to finally start doing something in the third. And then in the 5th round is when we finally saw what he could have been able to do if he fought like that earlier on.
Yeah.
Like, he won the 5th round and was able to take Leon down, control him, and that's what he should have done the whole he was scared. He didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to take any chances. He gave Leon too much respect on the feet and was way too scared to get countered. And I mean, neither of them really did much to each other. Leon just kind of pulled an Adesanya and just coasted to an easy decision.
I mean, he just controlled the fight and did like. I mean, I agree. He didn't do like anything spectacular. You would have liked to see him really pour it on in those later rounds and just try to put Colby away like he said he was going to. So this man was going to be a dead man and everything. Like, especially after what he says about your dad.
Yeah.
You would just like to see him like really start ripping into Colby and doing something.
For sure, yeah.
And he just didn't. He just coasted to a win. I mean, yeah, it was a so-so performance from the champion. Wasn't anything special. His last performance against Usman was way more spectacular.
It was a mediocre performance from Leon and a dog shit performance from Colby.
Pitiful performance from Colby.
I'm so disappointed in Colby, man. Like, yeah, I should have fucking picked Leon, dude.
Don't get me wrong. I wanted Colby to win. I said that in the video. I wanted Colby to win, but I went with Leon, and I thought that Leon was going to win. But I just never expected that from Colby. I expected a really fucking good fight.
Yeah, me too. That's another thing. People were clowning me for saying it was going to be a badass fight, and it ended up being the worst fight on the card. So
yeah, but like,
who would have expected Colby to come out and fight like that?
Right.
Anyone that says that in the comments, like, oh, you should have known that would no one thought Colby was going to come out and fight like a little bitch.
I mean, like, there's definitely people who said in the comments that they thought Leon was going to knock him out and stuff like that. Like, yeah, but no one in there thought that, like, said that he was going to.
You could have never predicted Colby to come out and fight like that. No one, even if you're a Colby hater and you hate his guts, like, yeah, like before this fight, everyone's like, yeah, he brings it every time. He's always going to bring it when he's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only time he has not done that.
Yeah.
Every other fight, he's fucking, fun to watch, Always puts on a good performance, even in a loss, as we saw in the Usman fights and everything.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, I don't know if it was the time off or him being 35 or what the fuck it was, but he just didn't look like he wanted to be there. It low-key looked like he just showed up for a paycheck. Honestly, he did not look like he wanted to be there.
Yeah,
He
that was just
came in,
terrible.
let Leon do whatever he wanted to him, did no damage. Striking looked awful. Kept throwing the same clunky 1-2 and whiffing uppercuts that just weren't even close to landing. Uh, Barely even shooting takedowns. Didn't shoot a single takedown until the third round. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know that's your main chance of winning. Obviously, Leon's a way fucking better striker than you. Why are you gonna wait to shoot a takedown until the third round? Like, I started getting nervous after the first round. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get fucking butchered in these comments now. So, Colby, you really fucked me over here.
Yeah.
I thought by picking him, I thought it was possible and that he could maybe get it done, but with the time off and him just, I guess that ring rust, man. Ring rust affects some people and then it doesn't affect other people. So I guess it depends what kind of fighter you are and how well you can adjust to that shit. Because we've seen guys come back after layoffs and dominate, like John Jones and GSP and all these guys. Obviously, those are legends, and Colby's not in that upper echelon, but still, it's like some guys are able to pull it off, some guys can't.
Did not expect that.
And he clearly just couldn't fucking do it. He came out there, shit the bed in front of Trump, and literally the USA crowd was booing him at the end.
Yeah, and then he comes out and says the shit he says after the crowd. Thank you for coming out. You're all a bunch of broke bitches, shit like that. Like, it was just a pathetic performance from Colby. Fucking turned a lot of people against him because the thing is like everyone put up with him being a douchebag and put up with him
because of his fun
character
fight style
and his cringe because of how entertaining and how good of a fighter he is. Now you have that performance, no one cares. You go calling out Wonder Boy. It's like,
yeah, calling out Wonder Boy is just so fucking lame, dude.
So lame. You should ultimately, if anything, they should just be feeding you to Shavkat.
Yeah, not gonna the only thing you deserve after that is being fed to Shavkat. Yeah, literally, like
you're not gonna take
no gimme fights for you. You're 35. You just had the fucking worst performance. Like you had this title shot spoon fed to you, and you fuck it up like this. Like
your third time.
It's like, come on, man. Like that was your last chance. Like he said in the post-fight interview, "Oh, if Daniel Cormier can win world titles at 41, why can't I?" You fight at welterweight. Yeah. You're not winning a fucking world title past the age of 35 at welterweight. The difference is that DC fought at heavyweight and light heavyweight, where your age does not necessarily matter all that much. We've seen plenty of guys in those weight classes win the belt over the age of like even 40, 39, 38. Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira, Daniel Cormier, all these guys that were like on the brink of 40 or even fucking past 40. So it's like that's not, you can't compare that.
Right.
Not at all. We've never seen a guy at welterweight.
And you're not Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, it's exactly. And you're not Daniel Cormier. So it's like, dude, that makes no sense. Like if you fought in those heavier weight classes, sure, but like, dude, you're at welterweight. You're in a Shark Tank of a division with all these young up and coming guys. Ian Gary, even though everyone hates him. JDM, fucking Shavkat, like all these dudes that are these young killers that are gonna fuck you up if you fight them because of your age and the way you just performed. Like I don't see you beating any of those guys. I don't, like I'm even concerned to pick you over Wonder Boy after that fucking performance. So
yeah, that was embarrassing. I mean, we'll see what happens with the division. Obviously, you got to move it on long now with Bilal.
Yeah.
You got to give it a Bilal, have Leon and Bilal fight, have it a quick turnaround because Leon took no damage in that fight. There's no need for him to sit around and wait another 6-7 months. I'm not waiting for that for fucking Bilal too.
Yeah, get it a quick turnaround. I know no one wants to see it.
Right, but get it turned around, get him fought. Leon will more than likely beat Bilal because he was butchering him in that first fight before the eye poke.
He was.
More than likely, he'll just beat him again, which we hope so, and then we'll have the Shavkat fight, and I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah.
Because Leon looks phenomenal. He looked, he's a really good fighter. So we're gonna definitely see if he can keep the fight standing, keep away from Shavkat. It's going to be a really interesting fight.
If he has another boring fight, though, people are going to fucking turn. I mean, people already are. Like, a lot of people are saying, like, Leon's performance wasn't anything that special, honestly.
Definitely wasn't.
It was not. Like, it was good, don't get me wrong. It was enough. It was decent, but it was like, dude, like.
But after everything you said as well, and you said you were going to butcher him and kill him,
I put most of the blame on Colby, but Leon also deserves some of it too, because it's like, dude,
it's like a 80-20, 70-30.
Yeah, for sure. But like you said, yeah, get the fucking Bilal fight done. Sign that shit. Leon took no damage. Get it done ASAP.
Yeah.
Just get it out of the way. Put it a co-main event on a card. Like, have Tom Aspinall main event with like Cyril Gane, interim title defense as the main event. Since we just have to fucking wait for John Jones and Stipe, which is just the dumbest fucking shit ever, dude.
And then retire.
I don't care about that fight. I could give less of a shit.
He's just gonna win and retire.
But yeah, have Tom Aspinall main event that shit. Leon Bilal co-main event, because that just cannot main event. It just can't. No. Like, I'm sorry, but it just can't. Dana knows that, so he'll either put it on the undercard of I think it should be on a UK card. That would make the most sense. Because I don't see it being on any other card and people giving a fuck. If it's in the UK, it's like, oh, Leon, UK, whatever. But anywhere else, I don't think anyone gives a fuck. So do that. Get that shit out of the way. And then Shavkat heals up. Hopefully, Leon's able to put Bilal out of there quickly, not take a whole lot of damage. And then we can see Leon Shavkat at the end of next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So we'll see what happens. If Bilal wins the belt,
oh God,
that'd be rough. But
that'd be so
if
rough.
it happens, it happens. Oh well. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for shitting all over me in the comments of the last video. I appreciate it.
Keep it up, boys. It's been hilarious watching it.
Yeah, if you want to do it again in this one, sure. I can take it. You know, it is what it is.
Make sure you hit the like button, though, while you're doing it.
Yeah, hit the like button.
And subscribe.
You know, if you want to, like I said, keep the hate coming. If that's what you want to do, bring it on. And all the positive comments, we appreciate you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We got no UFC for the next 4 weeks, so we're probably going to do some other type of videos here in the meantime until UFC 297, which is pretty exciting. It's a solid card.
Sure.
Sean Strickland after that fight with DDP in the crowd at 296, you know. So that fight's got this rivalry now, this beef.
Hell yeah.
That we haven't seen Sean display against other people before, so it'll be fun. And yeah, we'll see you fuckers in the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And we'll catch you fuckers later.
Peace.
Peace.